Am I the asshole? For helping my Bill's wife with advice on how to agree on baby names. My husband's brother and his wife are expecting a baby together. This is their first. My husband and I have 4 kids, so we've been there, done that, and we're both happy with our kids' names. For the sake of the post, Bill's wife is going to be Emma. So Emma came to me a few weeks ago and asked me how my husband and I figured out names for our kids, because she and Bill haven't listed the name yet for their baby. She said they've made a few lists already, but there's never one name overlapping. She said, given we seem to find our names easily and we're still happy, she felt I was a good person to ask. I decided to help her without going into name your baby this or use this to get a baby name, and instead I told her some steps my husband and I took. 1. Write a list of top names, top 10, 20, 50, whatever, and choose the names off each other's list that are absolutely never going to happen, and accept that, and don't hold a grudge over it. To discuss what your priority is in a name. For us, it was a name that fit among peers, not too old, not too weird, but where they would still be the only name in the class. 3. Try to have fun with it, both individually and together. 4. Take breaks if you feel yourself getting stressed or frustrated. Emma took it all in, and even made some notes on her phone while we talked. She thanked me for the words of wisdom. Then she went to Bill, and all seemed fine. Until he found out I had given advice. He told me I had no business interfering, and told my husband I should mind my business. My husband stood up for me and said Emma had asked and I didn't interfere. I didn't try to talk them into a name. I just gave some tips on how they could work together better. Emma apologized to me for Bill getting so angry. Bill said I should at least apologize before we put this to bed. He said I did overstep with my advice. My husband said Bill is being unreasonable. Am I the asshole? Yes. Gee, I wonder why your Sil is having trouble picking out names with her husband. He sounds so reasonable and sane, and not an asshole at all. It's just a total mystery. Up. Do not apologize for having a conversation with your Sil and telling her how you and your husband managed to name your kids, and not have it turn into a fight or a tragedy, especially since she asked you. How were you to know her husband would be offended by this? Well, you know now. If she ever gets tired of him, maybe she can come to you for assistance while cutting herself loose. Not the asshole. Not the asshole, and you can see why your Sil is having problems. He is truly a piece of work. Hopefully Emma can find a reasonable solution to this, or I expect the rest of their married life, and potentially co-parenting life, will be extremely difficult. You do not owe him an apology. He owes one to you. Not the asshole. Your Bill is being weird and borderline toxic. You gave general advice on how to reach a compromise. I could be wrong, but I suspect your Bill is upset that he is being expected to compromise rather than just get his way. Good for your husband for standing up for you too. And Tia, it's such a silly thing for him to be mad about. All you gave was advice, not name suggestions. Odd he was mad when he found out. You gave the advice. Does he have some kind of dislike for you already? Would he react like this if someone else gave this advice? I should at least apologize. For what exactly? Not the asshole. Not the asshole. And do not apologize to that man. It seems he's used to throwing fits and getting his way. He was probably counting on that for picking the baby name, and that's why he's mad. You've given compromise advice. Bill is being unreasonable, and he knows it. So he's doubling down with a demand for an apology. Do not give him one. Not the asshole. Bill is too invested into forcing wife to accept his name choice. Your advice was way too reasonable, apparently. Not the asshole. Bill is a great big bag of Richards. Emma asked, and you gave great impartial advice. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. To Bill, I'm not apologizing for answering a question someone asked me. Not the asshole. I feel bad for Emma. What did Bill expect you to do? Emma, hey, can I get some advice? You sure? But I need to get permission from your husband first. One try. You weren't pushy. You didn't tell them to do any particular thing. You just gave Emma an example of how you and your husband compromise. They were free to disregard it or tweak it to their liking. On TA. Your help, without being interfering, is likely exactly why she came to you. The fact you talked process of picking, without suggesting any specific names, is exactly what she asked for. At no point did you suggest you have a role in the name choice. You sound like a lovely sister-in-law, something she likely needs with her husband. Be grateful you got the good brother, not the asshole. Not the asshole at all, and that advice is amazing. I'm also expecting a baby, and we are yet to agree on a name. And this is so useful, ITK, what this guy's problem is. Hopefully he's just stressed out, and this is a one-off, because otherwise this is a major red flag. He should be apologizing to you for his unreasonable reaction. Not the asshole. Husband, said Bill, is being unreasonable. Yup. He is. Is this your husband's brother or sister? If it's his brother, maybe hubby should have a long talk about what's really going on. If it's hubby's sister, start preparing a way to get her out. This marriage ain't gonna last without an intervention. Probably do this even if it's hubby's brother. Not the asshole. They could always name the kid after Bill. Asshole Jr. comes to mind, as appropriate. Not the asshole, OP. I would start to gather some tips maybe from your friend's circle, because you sound happy married for your Sil about divorce. With such an asshole for husband, she will need it sooner or later. Not the asshole. Bill is being completely unreasonable. Your advice didn't even skew in Sil's favor. Not the asshole. He's just made because now he can't railroad her into letting him choose a name. So she asked for help, and you gave her tips focused on making it fun and finding ways to compromise. Bill is pissed because he doesn't want to compromise. No wonder they can't come up with a name. You don't owe this bully anything. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. How absurd. I'd basically adopt Emma and take her under my wing at this response. Your Bill is definitely the big aw. You gave friendly advice to your Sil. Like, is that not the family dream? All the Sil and Bill being a happy family and welcoming new additions. Thankfully, your husband, I assume, does not take after his brother.